Hello everyone, I am Brown Exotical Glow, and in today's video I will be talking about the myth of the girl's persona or a female narcissist. So the myth of the girl's girl, so this is a type of covert relational strategy some women use when they internalize male-centered values, but at the same time they want to present themselves as safe or girls figures. They want to be a part of the sisterhood or pretend to be. Usually they're really in there to just energy siphon, to mimic, or basically define a new target for whatever their secret plan is. These women often hide behind trendy female movements, so the feminist movement, boss babe, or like I said in the title of this video, the girls movement. They will even listen to you vent about a man mistreating you while laying down with a predator. So that same man that you're venting to them about, they're laying down with him or, having dinner with him or just spending time with him. So they will lay down with the predator who they know abuses other women or sometimes even children, minors, unfortunately. So these women often grow up in families or cultures where their worth is usually tied to male approval, or they've grown up in an environment where abuse or the mistreatment of women and children happen very frequently, and they've learned survival skills and they've learned to rise above it. So they feel well, if I grew up in this environment and I was able to rise above it, I was able to learn skills to survive. Why can't you? You must be dumb. You must be weak. Or they try to distance themselves from other women. They feel like they are above most women, like they are the queen and all other women are the peasants. They want to be on the same level as men. That's mostly what they desire. And to go along with that, their worth and their status are linked to men they're attached to, even if those men are oftentimes low vibrational, if those men are known for doing very malicious things. They're narcissists, they're abusers, they're manipulators, they're cheaters. They like to align themselves with those type of men just to, like I mentioned before, to be on their level. They want access to their status, their popularity, their wealth. They also prioritize their relationships with toxic men over women. So they will ignore you and, be distant with you. But the men that really don't really care for them that much or don't really kind of do the bare minimum for them or nothing at all, they will go above and beyond for that. They will walk a mile to please those men. But, even if those men are, like I said, they're toxic, they're not good men, they will still go out of their way to be available for them, but ignore you as a female friend. So outwardly, they adopt a nurturing or very protective, personality, but it's usually just a persona. So they will call themselves mentors, supportive friends, or they will pretend to be women who look out for others, but, really they have a hidden agenda. They're looking for a new target. And they'll try to basically fill the void of whatever you need in your life. If you need a sister, you need a mother figure, mentor, anything, they'll try to fill that void. But it's for their own, nefarious reasons. Sometimes they lure other women into male-centered spaces like parties or relationships and try to normalize the idea that abuse or manipulation is just a part of dating. This is just something that you have to just accept. This is just how men are. All men cheat. This is just how men are. They're, let boys be boys. They try to normalize this behavior to you as a woman, to lure you in, to make you comfortable, to make you safe in this unsafe environment. Also, these type of women, they're secretly very competitive and aim to undermine and put other women in harm's way to be in high favor of men. They want to be the queen, and basically, like I mentioned before, they want all other women to be beneath them. They want you to be like their servants while they're high on this pedestal next to the men. So talks about how loyal she is to her boyfriend, husband, or male friends, even when they mistreat her or others. Even though he probably embarrasses her, he, constantly talks to other women around her, flirts with other women, she's still going to remain loyal to him regardless. Also, she makes excuses for men. And if you try to come to her about those men, she will attack you for it. So you will get the backlash, not the man that she's with. She will, give you the silent treatment. She might try to get violent with you or scream at you or anything. You will get all the aggression, not the man. She won't hold the man accountable at all. She minimizes abuse or reframes it as drama or just some misunderstanding. She also pressures you to stay in relationships or give second or third chances to men you have an off feeling about. If you have a feeling that this man is, not being honest with you, or you feel like he's being kind of distant, he's not really showing that he really cares for you, she'll be pressuring you to stay in that relationship. Like, no, just give him a second chance. No, you're just being dramatic. You're being sensitive. No, he loves you. No, he's just, busy. Like, she'll tell you things like that, trying to gaslight you. She wants you to stay in that toxic relationship because she wants to feel like, she would rather you suffer and be in a toxic relationship as long as it's, she wants you to do worse than her. She doesn't want you to be better than her. If you leave that toxic man and you get in a relationship with a man that actually treats you like how you're supposed to be treated, now she feels jealous. She'll feel envious and slighted. That's why she tries to sabotage you. She tries to portray herself as like this wise, benevolent person. Even though her advice makes you more vulnerable, puts you further into harm's, keeps you in a very toxic place and a place where your needs are not getting met. She is basically a form of sabotage. She tries to recruit you into male-dominated spaces, like I mentioned before, into parties, hangouts, or trips where men will be acting out. There will be lots of substances, frames it as, oh, this is just fun, this is networking, even though, it's not a very fun environment being around a bunch of men who are on, hard drugs and drunk. It's a very, kind of reminds me of like a Diddy party. Like, as a woman, who wants to be in an environment with a bunch of men that are high out of their minds, drunk out of their minds? You don't know what they're going to do to you. You don't know. Somebody might try to slip something in your drink. You just never know. But she'll try to frame it as, no, this is no big deal. It's just a party. Have fun, relax, take off your jacket, have a drink. Just have fun, just dance. It's no big deal. Even though you feel in your soul like this is not the type of environment I feel safe or comfortable in. Also, she's quick to forgive or cover for male harm, but very harsh and judgmental and forgiving when women slip up. She tries to constantly distance herself from other women. Like, I'm not like other women. Women are dumb and women are this and women are that. Like, but she thinks men are just perfect. Men can do no wrong. Men are just superior. Like, you as a woman, you can't give her any advice. You can't instill any logic in her. She'll listen to like bad advice from a man over like genuine advice from you, because she just puts men on a pedestal. She thinks men are like gods. Also, like I mentioned before, she tries to frame abuse, toxic, controlling relationships as him just caring. Oh, he just cares about you. He's just being overprotective. It's not that serious. Y'all will get past this. She tries to basically, these are very serious things, being in an abusive relationship. And you should not be in a relationship with a man that tries to control you, a man that treats you like you're his pet or like his dog, like his pet, or like his little doll, or a man that tries to keep you under control, constantly watching you. He doesn't want you hanging out with your friends. If you go to hang out with friends, he's texting you constantly. He's showing up. He's screaming at you. That's not a healthy relationship that any woman should be in. But she'll try to frame it as, no, it's not that big a deal, and try to get you to stay in that relationship. It kind of sounds similar to what Cassie was talking about, why she stayed with Diddy so long, because I'm sure, like, unfortunately, there are other women. A lot of times, it's not just the men. It's a whole system of women that will come around you and try to convince you that, what he's doing is not a big deal. Like, I've never watched the movie. I can't remember the movie. It's about a woman that she went away. I think it's called Midsummer. I've never watched the movie, but I read about the movie. And I remember a scene in the movie where a bunch of women were sitting around her, and she was basically telling them how she wanted to leave because something crazy was going on. And they were acting like, oh, no, it's not a big deal. And, kind of mimicking her emotions and acting like they were so nurturing and so caring. But really, they were trying to manipulate her into staying in the cult. So basically, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, these women, they were trying to mimic and pretend to be nurturing, like a big sister or a best friend. They'll be like a shoulder to cry on, but really they're trying to keep you in this toxic environment and this abusive relationship because it's for their own benefit, so they can feel superior to you. And while they're keeping you in this relationship, they'll be in this very equally yoked relationship with a man that's not doing any of those things to him. I mean, the man that she's with, he probably is just as toxic, but she is just as toxic as him. So it's a 50-50 thing. But for you, that's not okay with this type of behavior and you're trying to get out, she tries to pull you back in. Also, they may befriend women she sees as threats to manage or control them. Kind of aligns with what I'm saying. If you try to challenge her, she will flip. So usually when women see you as a threat, will either try to consume you, but if they can't consume you, then they try to control you. So that's keeping you at a place below them. So if they can keep you in a relationship that's worse than theirs, in a toxic environment where you are below them, a relationship that's, while theirs is 50-50, yours is like, something just, something that is very draining to you. And they also share men's secrets with women, but not women's concerns with men. So loyalty to them is a one-way street. They will gather as much information about, men and women, but they only, really spill secrets to one side. They're not going to men and holding men accountable and saying, oh, this is what women have been talking about and this is what women think you should change about yourself. They're not going to do that. They're only there for one reason, to serve one group of people. And lastly, they may sabotage other women subtly, so undermining credibility, withholding information, while keeping her own reputation clean. So she's smearing your reputation, and she's withholding important information that you might need to better yourself, because she always wants to remain a step above you. She always wants you to be struggling. She always wants you to be confused. And to me, as long as you are in spiritual warfare and struggling financially and physically and sick, she will feel safe around. She will feel comfortable around you. As long as you're doing worse than her, that is all she cares about. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I tried to talk, I tried to go as in-depth as possible on this topic, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell if you want to know when my next video comes out. So, thank you.